What's up, Eagle family? Thanks for tapping back in. I want to give y'all a story time about the time I caught Mr. Litzo. His last name was Litzo. I just added the schizo in front of it because something was going on inside that head of his that just wasn't right. But I give y'all this story time to give y'all my personal experience, to give APAs and other associates, you know, a little perspective on what we deal with, what we go through. And hopefully my APA brothers and sisters can learn something from the story that I'm about to tell y'all. So let's get into it. So Mr. Litzo comes into the store. Prior to that, I just got this funny feeling. And as y'all know, my nigga senses were tingling. We're just tingling. It was a quiet day, and my gut told me to go and walk the sales floor. And I always follow my gut. But it was kind of one of them things where it was like the calm before the storm type shit. So I go and walk the floor. I meet up with my partner. We start walking the floor together. And as we approach the GM entrance, I see Mr. Litzo come in. I'm talking about the moment he stepped foot into the store, I just locked eyes with him. He had on sunglasses. He had a backpack that was already open and it looked empty. And it was empty. So he hurry up, he grabs a cart. And by the way he grabs the cart, I just know that he's on a mission. So I was like, yeah, we're going to have one right here. I can already tell. He might be one of them ones that like to be in and out. Because you got them ones that's fast. They don't play no games. When they come into the store, they come in to do what they came to do and they getting out. They're not there to lollygag. They're not there to make friends. They're not there to sit there and make it look good. They coming to do what they coming to do and they gone. So I felt like I needed to be on them. So I watch him. He grabs the cart. He comes in. He goes to like the pharmacy, HBA section. He went to sporting goods. Start grabbing stuff from sporting goods. And as he was in sporting goods, he so happened to leave his cart in the domestics department. Like it was staged there. So he staged the cart there. He went to sporting goods, start grabbing more stuff, came back to the cart, start concealing inside of his backpack. I'm like, oh yeah, this about to be good. So he goes to the men's department, start grabbing some stuff over there. And as he's doing his thing over there, I'm across in the next department watching him. So he sees me looking at him, watching him. And he didn't give no fucks. It didn't faze him not one bit. This how I knew. At this very moment, this how I knew shit was about to get real. I knew something was about to get real. I knew something was about to go left. So he get done doing what he's doing. He's concealing, you know, shirts and all this. He done already got concealed merchandise from all the other departments he went to. And so he zips up his backpack. He puts it on. I'm like, all right, Misty, let's go. It's about that time. He about to walk out right now. So he walks out the door. Me and Misty, you know, we got a system. She go from one side. I apprehend him from the other side. I came from the left. She came from the right. So I apprehend him in the vestibule. He stops. He pulls out this big ass like machete. So let me back up. So as he's concealing in the men's department, I'm on the phone with dispatch because after he gave me that look and it didn't faze him, he kept concealing merchandise in his backpack. I knew I had to get some backup. I knew I had to get some backup because this was about to get raw real quick. So I get on the phone with dispatch. I'm giving them the description. I'm giving them the rundown on what happened, what he's concealed, this and that and the fourth, right? So he's walking out the door and I go to make the apprehension. He pulls out this machete and so I disengage. I tell dispatch, hey, he just pulled a machete out on me. You feel me? Like, you better get somebody here quick, real quick. So he runs out the door, crosses to the parking lot. Now, let me tell you, I had a decision to make. I could have let it go, right? Like any other normal person or any normal AP that would have abide by the policy, but my black ass wasn't tolerating none of that shit. So I chased after him through the parking lot. He stops in the middle of the parking lot. He starts chasing me with the motherfucking knife. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I run back towards the store while I'm on the phone. You know, I'm exaggerating so they can hurry up and get somebody there. He's chasing me with a knife, this and this and that and the fourth. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh no, what else he got? You know, I'm blowing all kind of smoke up her ass. I'm like, get somebody here quick. Get somebody here quick or somebody gonna get hurt. So he stops chasing me. I look back, he's running back towards the Wendy's. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm not chasing him, but I am still following him to the Wendy's parking lot area. So I get to the end of the Walmart parking lot, and he goes into like one of the empty spaces between two cars, and he starts changing his fucking clothes so he can change his description. Little does he know I'm still behind him, keeping observation. I'm still on the phone with dispatch. So as soon as he get to changing his clothes, I'm letting them know what he's doing. So he ain't really, he really doing all that for nothing. So he gets done changing his clothes, and there's this gray van that's in the Wendy's drive-thru, right? And so this nigga hopped in the passenger side of the vehicle, and he jumps in that passenger side seat of that gray minivan. Two undercover cars just come up rolling hot. I'm like pointing to the van. They stop the van, they pull him out, throw him on the ground and shit. And he gonna say to the police officer, oh, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are here. This man is harassing me. This man is harassing me. I'm like, shut up, bitch. Ain't nobody harassing you. The cop look at me. He like, you ain't helping your case right now. I'm like, you're right. I'll meet you back at the office. So I get back. I'm walking back towards the store. I'm walking back towards the store, and all I see is just managers, associates, customers looking at the whole thing. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm about to lose my job because, number one, I've already broke policy. I ran out into the parking lot after this nigga. I'm like, it is what it is. But I tell y'all all the time to set the tone of your store, to stand your ground. And this is the way I did it. I'm not telling you to break policy, but I'm telling you this is the way I did it, because you got to send that message that when you do shit like this, it will not be tolerated. You will be caught. Because had I let this motherfucker go, he would have came back into the store and he would have thought he could do it again. But anyway, so they bring him back to the office. I get his name, date of birth, address, all that good shit, which is good for my personal records, because if I ever see this nigga on the outside, I know who the fuck he is. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm using this as a paper trail for a possible self-defense case if it ever came to that one day. But he ended up going to jail. And because he pulled a knife out on me and he chased after me, they put me in some, like, I don't know. It wasn't like, it was like some witness some witness victim program or some shit where they always like contact you and they give you updates on, you know, the criminal, like whether they, you know, got sentenced to jail or whether they getting out of jail, shit like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I don't feel like I'm in fear of my life. You know, it comes with the job type shit. I'm good. Cool. But nah, so what they told me, though, that did scare the fuck out of me was that he was in a certain type of jail. And the county that he was in, the jail that he was locked up in, was the same exact jail my pops was locked up in at the time. So now I'm really spazzing the fuck out, because I'm like thinking about all the prison politics and the street politics of this shit. And doing what I do is considered being a fucking rat on the street. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they look upon that shit. You a snitch. So my thought process was like, okay, these niggas gonna find out who I am, who my pops is, you know what I mean? And some shit's gonna go down. So the next time I talked to my pop, when he called me, I'm like, look, don't tell nobody about me. Don't tell nobody about what I do. This and that and the four. keep your head down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be cool. For real. Because if anything happened to my pops because of the job that I do and because of the mistake that somebody else made, like, I promise you, it's going down. It's going down. Like, I told myself that. But I'm so far into this shit where it's like I had to make another decision whether I wanted to keep going forward and doing this shit. But I'm like, dude, I made it this far. I done set the tone. I done made an impact. Like, I can't stop now. You know what I mean? Like, but this is the type of shit that comes with the job. You know, it was unfortunate, but at the end, nothing happened to my pops. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. But Mr. Litzo ended up getting out of jail, and they called me before he was getting out. They was like, yeah, he gonna be released on this day. He'll be back on the streets. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I keep my eyes open. Outside of that, I'm good. I don't need no protection. I don't feel like I'm in fear of my life, period. So that's the story time. That's the time that I caught Mr. Litzo, Litzo, as I call him. And when I tell you this AP life will fuck with your personal life, this is one of the ways that it had affected my life in many ways. But as an APA, this life will interfere with your personal life. They always say don't bring your home life to work, but they don't explain to you that sometimes our work follows us home. And there ain't shit that they can do about it. There ain't nothing that they will do about it because they have policies in place for when we are on the clock. But when we are off the clock, they are not liable for our asses no more. So therefore, we've got to protect ourselves the best way that we know how. And so what I do is I mix the street politics with the corporate politics to my advantage. And so if that means I have to start a paper trail on somebody because I know like down the road at some point we will probably interact again or, you know, come into contact with each other, I got something to go off on. You feel what I'm saying? So I always build my foundation in case some shit happens down the road to where I can use it in the court, because it's not what you can say, it's what you can prove. And if I can prove that this man is retaliating against me because I caught him shoplifting at my store, that's my solid foundation. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say for all my street niggas out there. I used to tell them niggas this, like, look, when they used to get to making them threats, talking about I'll beat your ass, I'm gonna come back and kill you, all this other shit, I'd be like, all right, you making this self-defense case too easy. They know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm saying without even saying it, with just them few words right there. You making this self-defense case easier than it needs to be. And they walk away, and I never see them again. You feel me? Like, real shit. They know what I'm talking about. Real talk. So mix them street politics with them corporate politics to your advantage, to get the job done, to make an impact. That's what the shit is all about. But yeah, that's the story time. I hope y'all like it. I thank y'all so much for tapping in with me. Thanks for showing y'all support, viewing the videos, hitting the comment box. If you haven't yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell. It's your boy, Eagle Eye Miller. Till next time, raw and unscripted.